For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
It's a great song, but I don't know
Yes. The annual tradition continues. And if you're a newer listener, you're probably a little bit puzzled right now. You're going, that's not the intro that Matt plays at the beginning of the show. So just a little quick background, get everybody caught up to speed. Every year, it's an annual tradition here on Matt Connerton Unleashed. Whenever we get the first blast of hot summer weather, I open the show with Weatherman Says by Jack Wagner. The song in the 1980s that sadly was never a hit single. I think I saw the video on MTV for it once. All I Need is the only actual hit single Jack Wagner had. But Weatherman Says, I think, I've always loved this song, and I think it's appropriate for the hot weather. And so every year, I open the show when we get our first blast of summer with Weatherman Says by Jack Wagner, in honor of Jack Wagner, who, of course, played Frisco Jones on General Hospital. Frisco Jones, the hero that Port Charles, New York, didn't know they needed, but they got anyway because Luke Spencer, played by Anthony Geary, had left the show. Anyway, so in honor, we play Weatherman Says by Jack Wagner. And by the way, an observation that I've made, and perhaps you have too, it seems like every year this tradition happens earlier and earlier. It's not even the middle of April, and it's 87 degrees outside. And listen, I love the heat. I do. I'm a summertime guy. I love the heat. Not a big fan of the cold. When it's 87 degrees out, I must tell you, I'm rather comfortable. I enjoy it. However, I do worry about what it portends for the long term. That's not necessarily, there's not necessarily good things if you are someone like myself who believes in climate change, which I absolutely do. Yeah, so here we are this early, and it is already hot. But that's all right, because we have our Jack Wagner. And we have an exciting show for you today. Coming up later in the show, Sam Bouchard is going to be joining us in the second hour. He's a local promoter. Also, we're going to have EZG's Entertainment Report. But before we get to all of that, very excited, and I do see her in the Facebook live chat, by the way. We have, we love the world radio premieres, and we've got one for you today. And we didn't promote this ahead of time. This came together at the last minute. But we've got the brand new single from Vero G, who was on the show with us very recently. This is a track called Toxic, featuring Beyond Blue and Ima, E-I-M-A. Oh, Imaj? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't know these people, but I look forward to meeting them someday. Of course, I know Vero G. She's been on the show a couple of times. But Beyond Blue, Imaj, if I'm saying that correctly, Champagne, and Betty Ross. And this track, now, this is a radio edit. I had to make a radio edit in order to play it because we are on FM radio. I had to clean it up a little bit. So, Vero G, I know that you're listening. If you're listening to the track and you're going, hey, wait a minute, there's a few things missing. That's why. But I don't mind, though, because then I feel, and this is the truth, I'm not saying this to be funny, when I make a radio edit of a song, I then feel like I'm a part of it. And I like that. So here it is, without further ado, the world radio premiere. We've got it first, my friends. This is a brand new track from Vero G, and this is called Toxic.
Real Lyrics Production.
Except that's the wrong one. Hang on. Sorry. It's this one. No, I didn't just almost play the dirty version. It's not that. That's not the issue. But I made a radio edit, and then I made a new radio edit. Let's try that again. I'll edit this out of the podcast. Sorry about that, everybody. I was all excited, and I messed up. Here we go.
Real Lyrics Production.
Enough to replace me.
didn't care, ass bit. Too much giving, on a limit, couldn't maneuver. So I moved different moves, you win with my niggas, switch no difference. Changing faces, ran out of my patience. On his way out, best I man, I couldn't replace it. Comfort once found, spit them around. A step up from the couch to the bed. Toxic love going to our heads. Burn videos, left out blessed. Beyond blew a beautiful mess, burning it up. All of my girls are with me. My love is your love, Whitney. Big sis with a cutthroat mouth. You mess with him, finna put your back down. That's right. Been private, I never like my post. Hey yo, y'all make us out gross. Oh, remember the dough and the swagger, what's up? Loving them rugged, not bucket, flyer than ever, here's a better. Hobos tennis with me, never. Sex appeal on the red, big deal. Giving you brains, tell me how it feels. Making you sunny, be a mistletoe. Tongue out, I'm your silly. Toxic, you take it over me. Draining my energy. Why you playing with me? Toxic, you take it over me. Draining my energy. Why you playing over me?
Trump arrested. People feeling bitter. The devil be capping. Yeah. Don't believe the lies. Put the guns down and don't pull the trigger. If you ain't shoot Tyree, then he would have been alive. Toxic. TOX. I see. You know what that mean? Toxic, get it? Toxic, get it? Toxic, get it? Woo, woo, woo. Yes. Keep that energy away from me. Keep that energy away from me.
People love my energy, got hella enemies, looking for my downfall, wanna see the death of me. Finally get my lick back, show 'em what a boss do. Really had a hard life-ish I be going through. Never be starting with me, but when I pull up, nowhere to be seen. If I get my girls, we stomping you. BX in the building, what to do? Freaky leak, every day of the week. My man with the hot sauce technique, I don't fit. Living how I wanna live, ain't got no time for grown woman doing big things. Champagne, I never change.
Toxic, you take it over me. Draining my energy. Why you playing with me? Toxic, you take it over me. Draining my energy. Why you playing over me?
There it is. That is the world radio premiere of Toxic from Vero G, and that is great, great. So thank you so much for letting us play that first. You heard it here first, my friends, and we'll play that again at the top of the hour, of course, in case you missed it. But we've got a big show for you today. Like I said, Sam Bouchard is coming up later, and I think our friend Easy G any minute now should be calling in for his entertainment report. Oh, she's in the chat room. She says, thank you, guys. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. Let's see. The phone line is open if you want to get in with a quick call before Easy G. 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton. You can, of course, email me, matt@mattconnerton.com, and you can interact and opine in the Facebook Live chat. But I think our friend Easy G, he's always quick on the trigger. He is already on the phone. Hello, sir.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's going to be a short entertainment report. For some reason, it's no big deal, though, because the gigs are further down the road, but I threw away all Katie Delvin's gigs, except for the one tomorrow. So it's going to be even a shorter report, maybe 5 minutes.
Wow, a 5-minute report. That might be.
It didn't really matter because those dates are like May, June, July, and August. So
sure,
nobody wants to hear about those dates far away.
May, June, July, August, not that far away, especially May. That's
September, too.
Literally, May is literally next month, EZG. How about this heat?
Well, speaking of the heat, it's 88 degrees out. I always buy the model. If it's 90 in springtime, spring is over. It's almost over today. It's crazy.
Is it?
I know you love the heat. I hate the heat.
I love the heat.
I always say the colder the better.
I disagree. You know what? You know what they say, EZG? Some like it hot, and some sweat when the heat is on.
Oh God, I used to. Yes.
Some feel the heat
all the time when I'm collecting cars
and decide that they can't go on.
A million years ago.
A million years. What are you, a vampire?
Oh, the stores are closed 11 years. Remember the old gag that Peter used to say at the time? I blamed the mayor, Ted Gassis, for the closing of the store, but really wasn't his fault. It was Stop and Shop's. It was their fault for closing the store. They wanted to break the union. The way you break the union is close the store and everybody loses their jobs. So they don't have to worry about the union anymore.
Right.
That's my theory.
Is it air conditioned?
It wasn't really Ted Gassis' fault. I know I'm not supposed to talk about local politicians.
Yeah.
It was a funny gag, me and Peter.
Wow. Is it cold where you? I mean, is it air conditioned? I should say, or is it cold where you are? Do they have
we just turned it on. Matter of fact, turned it on.
Just turned it on just now.
Yep.
Why wasn't it turned on earlier in the day? Because of Bruce?
I don't know. I wasn't around though.
Probably his fault.
I was at the eye doctor place.
You were at the eye doctor. What are you having done?
He had some problems with my eyes. I'm not going to get into it, but I had some problems with my eyes, and the eye doctor said to wear your glasses around the clock. That way, I can see better, obviously.
Around the clock?
And they told me I had 25 vision, so I said I could see better for distance. And, I got other health, but nobody wants to hear about my health problems. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's depressing.
You know, people. This goes all over the world, so people don't want to hear about EZG's.
All over the world, people hear
eyeglasses, eye problems. Nobody wants to hear that stuff.
Why don't you get LASIK? Well, why are you laughing? That's a serious question. One of the best decisions I ever made.
What'd you say?
You didn't hear what I said, but you're laughing? So, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on a second here. You didn't hear what I said, but you laughed. So in other words, you were giving me a courtesy laugh. You had no idea what I said, but you just figured,
no, I didn't. I wasn't paying attention.
I'll just laugh. Like Pavlov's dog, except a dog doesn't laugh; it barks. But
take two.
Anyway, my question was, why don't you get LASIK?
Oh, yeah. I never thought of that, but I don't really have. I never thought of that. I don't know if my insurance would pay for it.
You should look.
I can question it. I can ask next time. I could ask it next time I go there, I guess.
Never
thought of it, to be honest with you.
You should look into it. I had it done.
I will put that in my memory bank for next time.
I had it done, and I had it done before they even called it LASIK. They were still calling it PRK, which stands for pre-refractory something. And I had it done like 20 years ago. It was great. Never looked back. Pun fully intended.
How do they do it, by the way? How is that done?
With lasers.
Really? It doesn't hurt or anything?
No. Well, there's some discomfort.
I don't know.
Afterward, but it doesn't hurt during the surgery. They numb your eye, and then a laser. Does it hurt a lot
after though?
There's some discomfort afterward, but it's very temporary, and it's well worth it.
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
Next time I look into it, I don't know if my insurance will cover it. So I'll have to ask.
I'll
have to ask somebody in charge.
Some insurance does cover it, and some doesn't. Some insurance companies will cover it because in the long run, it's actually cheaper to pay for the LASIK than to have to keep paying for your glasses. So some insurance companies will pay for it. How does what work?
How does latex work? How does that work?
So it reshapes your cornea so that you're no longer...
okay.
I assume you're nearsighted?
No, long-sighted.
Oh, you're farsighted?
The doctor told me it's better to see far away.
Wait, so
farsighted, I guess.
Well, nearsighted is you can't see far away. Can you see far away?
I can see better with the glasses now.
Okay, anyway. They reshape your cornea.
Anyways.
The laser reshapes your cornea, so then you can have 20/20 vision.
All right, tell me I have 20/25 vision.
Well, you can have 20/20, my friend.
Well, something to think about, I guess.
Imagine imagine a world where you have 20/20 vision.
Sure, I used to have it.
You can have it again, sir. I suggest.
Okay.
I suggest you
go.
And tell them Matt Connerton Unleashed sent you.
Oh, sure, yeah. I bet they have new technology now. If you had done one a long time ago.
Yeah, I had it done like more than 20 years ago. Hard to believe, but yeah.
Yeah, I bet there's more technology now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now it's even now it's probably even quicker now. Like they just take the laser and they hold it up to your eye and go zip zip, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'll check into it.
It's worth it. Look into it.
Write that down. LASIK.
LASIK. LASIK. LASIK.
Yep. LASKI.
No, that would be Lasky. LASIK.
LASIK.
Yes, LASIK. LASIK.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've heard you talk about it. I mean, a lot in your show. Yep.
Yes, I talk about it every
check
day.
Into that.
Every day I do a LASIK
once the
segment.
report is over, I'll go find out what it's all about.
Yes, and please report back to us what you find out. Now, Melanie in the chat room says, I bet he isn't even writing it down. Is that true? Are you just pretending to write it down?
I wrote it down right here on my note here.
Okay, good.
I wrote something down for April Cushman here, and I wrote it down below.
You wrote it right before the
People
thing you
give me
wrote
a hard
for...
time. I get dates for her tomorrow and tomorrow and Saturday. Yeah. Oh my God, it's Friday and Saturday. Yes.
You've got a date with April Cushman tomorrow and Saturday?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have dates for her gig.
Imagine how attracted she'll be to you once you have the LASIK.
Yeah, she's married. I'm sorry,
you won't be able to keep her off of you.
Off limits.
Oh, I may have misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna.
I may have
misunderstood.
I may have misunderstood something. Easy G. I apologize.
She has a husband and kids.
Oh yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, that mischievous laugh. Shall I hit your intro music, Easy G?
Yeah, it's going to be over before you know it. Quick one.
There's 5 or 6 jokes in there, but I'm not going to say any of them.
Yeah, true. Good job.
Right.
Easy. You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Easy G's gotcha. Entertainment report style. That's why I'm easy.
Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
So is that why you got divorced?
Yeah, talk about egg in your face.
Egg on your face.
Yeah, I'll leave her alone, that Peter White gig, because I can't believe it not. That this guy, a couple people showed up. I think Texas Mike was one of them.
Wait, what happened? Slow down. What happened?
The gig guy said, it's tomorrow night, and I think 2 people showed up. It was Texas Mike and somebody else.
This might qualify as
a Peter White show.
This might qualify as a new scandal.
Cafe.
This might qualify as a new scandal, EZG. So you had promoted that that Peter White.
It was good to get it out there, Peter said, but
right.
He wasn't mad about it. He said it was good to get the date out, but he said this is the wrong date. They kind of had laugh and they moved on to something else.
So just to be clear, so you had promoted that Peter White was making an appearance at Diz's Cafe last Friday night
for the morning show Jesus.
And yes, for Hope NH, right? And then, but it actually isn't happening until, is it a week from tomorrow?
I have no idea. I'll let him promote it. I have no idea.
But a couple of people showed up because you had given the wrong day.
Yeah, Texas Mike was one of them.
Now let me ask you: when he told you that he wasn't mad, how did he say it? Was he like, "I'm not mad, it's fine"?
I think Maddie just laughed and he just moved on to other topic. He wasn't really angry this time.
And how did he laugh?
Like I was looking for free tickets for Rhonda.
But how did he laugh? Did he laugh jovially, or was it more of a nervous laugh?
Oh, it's just a jovial laugh. He knows I miss up to date. And after I talked to him about it, after he talked about it, he started playing the Ticket for Rhonda, the old version without the music.
Oh, yes.
So he was just laughing about it. It was no biggie.
Uh-huh.
I've done worse things on the show, you know that.
Boy, that's true.
Like being a prize pig, you know? That's when you recommended to me that I was a prize pig.
Yes.
Free stuff.
Yes, a prize pig. That's the term in the in the radio
Right.
industry for someone who just is always trying to get free stuff from radio
Yeah.
stations.
I know one time I was arguing at the show, and I should be out all the time. And I said, I should be asked for free stuff. I said the Moose shouldn't be asking for free stuff. And then Peter looked at me and goes, "That's what you do." I said, "Whoops."
Well, since newer listeners won't know what we're talking about, here it is.
Let's take this call.
Oh, God, here we go.
Just because they keep calling. so good morning.
Oh, hello, guys.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, it's 10 hours to the taste, and I still don't have my ticket for Rhonda.
You know what? I'm really not in the mood for that today, Eric. So I'm going to tell you what. You already have a ticket, so I'm sorry I didn't get the ticket. If I get another one, come see me tonight. But you already have a ticket. There's other people out there like Terry Trainer that doesn't have a ticket.
I don't have a ticket.
No, I didn't say. I said I would try. I said
egg on my face.
I'm going to tell you. You don't have egg on your face. I'm going to tell you what. You should be grateful that you have one ticket. All right, kid? Do you understand me? You're calling for free stuff. We take care of you all the time. I tried to get the ticket. I couldn't do it. I've been very busy. So don't worry about you having egg on your face, Eric. That's being a little selfish. You hear what I'm saying, man?
Oh.
You hear what I'm saying? See you tonight at the Taste of Downtown, my friend.
Wow. Whoa.
No, you know what? The guy calls up for free stuff. You know, we take care of him. We take care of him.
Does he have a ticket already?
He already has a ticket.
I don't have a ticket.
He wants a ticket for someone that may go with him. And I told him I would try to get him a ticket. And now he's upset and says he has egg on his face. Well,
that's right. You had egg on your face.
Yeah, classic one. That was like years ago now. Taste of Downtown doesn't exist anymore. That's how old it was.
Is that because is that what caused it to end? Was that incident?
No. We're not going to get into it because we don't. That's right. You guys on your show you don't talk about Manchester politics and all that, so we won't get into it.
That is true. Yes, but you certainly had egg on your face that day.
So we don't want to talk about Manchester politics.
That's right. Easy
Anyways,
G. Yes.
We'll move on. I'm dedicating this show to my quick entertainment report. I don't think I've ever dedicated this guy. You might have heard of the band before. I don't think they're around anymore. The Glenn Miller Band.
Glenn Miller, an older gentleman.
I think they're all dead.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, they were around the 50s or something.
Do you think they're in? Do you think they're in heaven? Where do you think they ended up?
They were in heaven. They're good boys. I don't know. I don't know them at all.
I didn't know. You had a theory.
Yeah, I think I'm writing this statement here. We'll go back to April Cushman a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
April Cushman,
I bet.
The Crew, Bumblick, I think that's Robert Dion plays Bumblick, Maine. I think he plays up there, Robert Dion, a couple times a week.
Where in Maine? A gun quit?
Yeah, I think he plays up there, Robert Dion.
Yes, from Through the Stage Door.
Yep.
And of course, he does name that tune on the morning
he's
show.
He's going to be up at the Crew place tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And maybe Rob Diamond will be around the corner. I have no idea. And then he's playing at another place called Berkeley's Crew. I think it's in Manchester. Oh, no, it's not in Manchester. Sorry. It's Mother Brew. And that's at 6 o'clock. So I'm assuming both shows are free, but it's always a good idea to tip the singer.
Now, have you ever messed up? Have you ever messed up on one of his appearances and given the wrong date?
What person?
Rob Dion.
I don't give his dates out because he does that himself.
Isn't that who you were just talking about?
No, I was just talking about. I think he plays up that area, but I'm not quite sure where he is and what dates. I'm not going to go down that road. He promotes himself.
So you're keeping it vague.
Remember that time years ago? God, it must have been a year ago now. He made a big mistake. Texas Mike called up and corrected Robert Dion. It wasn't a good idea.
Why wasn't it a good idea?
Because he got really mad. He said, "Don't call anymore." He didn't like it.
Oh.
I was listening, and I was saying to myself, not a good idea. They made fun of it for up and odd. When he hung up, and he said, well, it was one of those things, you know?
Uh-huh. A lesson learned.
We could get into a lot of those things. I know people call the show. I know they make a mistake, and I always tell myself, man, I remember making mistakes. So, like, you know, Mr. Rogers, you ever make mistakes? You know, you listen to these shows, and you know them pretty well, like your show or Peter White show, or I don't really listen to the other shows anymore. I think, I say thankfully, but I just Okay, I'm going to cut down what I'm saying. Not making any sense. Okay, the taco tour coming up around the corner, May 4th. You might have heard of that.
The
4
taco
p.m. to
tour.
8 p.m. I remember going to taco tour years ago, and there wasn't many people there because it was raining.
Right.
So the rain kind of deterred people from showing up. But I was there, believe it or not, with Rhonda and her boyfriend at the time, Nathan, and for some reason they didn't want to stick around. I don't think it was because I was the third leg, or that was the last time. It's kind of difficult to hang out with a couple that are a couple.
Do you find yourself
that was the last time we hung out.
You find yourself in that situation a lot? Easy?
Especially we did listen to Amanda McCarthy, so it was the first time she met Amanda McCarthy. So
now, what about?
I guess it was
What about Bruce? Does he always have a lady friend hanging around, and you get a little jealous because she's monopolizing his time?
Get into it, but anyway, taco tour.
That's a yes.
May 4th, 4 to 8. It's rain or shine. It's on Thursday.
And
you got to bring some cash. $3 cash for the taco. But I was told this year they're going to have many more tacos. I guess last year they had egg on their face. They ran out of tacos. You remember how busy it was last year. I almost went.
I thought you were going to say
it didn't work out.
I thought you were going to say last year they only had egg tacos.
I mean, they might have some. But you're asking yourself if you're looking for any taco merchandise, you can go down and look snazzy. You go down to the Breeze Tees on Hanover Street, and I believe they got hats. And they got T-shirts I had bought one year. You might have other swag you can get down there. So it's shop small, as I always say. Right on Hanover Street, where the Palace Theater is. You might remember that place. You ever been to the Palace Theater?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Now, what do you enjoy more, Easy G? Wearing or just enjoying taco merchandise or actual tacos?
Oh, some people like the merchandise and the tacos.
But if you had to choose,
taco tour once years ago when Amanda was there.
If you had to choose between the two, which would you rather enjoy?
Probably the tacos, I guess.
Me too. We're like twins. We're twinsies.
I went that one year. It was raining, kind of drizzly, so it was like I don't know, 60 degrees out. I had to leave because my feet were all blowing up. I was like, oh god. But hey, I saw Amanda. It's always worth it. That was they used to follow her around town. You know how that worked.
Yes.
But then when Tom started hanging out, it was kind of awkward.
Oh yes, Tom, her fiance, and they're about to get married. Correct?
Yeah, on the corner. We had that song favorite up. I have Crystal sing it today. She has the songs you knew. But we'll save that for the end, because it'll be around the corner. And then, of course, I'm excited. This Sunday, I'm going to be going to Creamland for the first time.
Creamland.
You know how I
feel.
I'm going again May 1st, but we'll see what happens.
You know how I feel about Creamland.
Yeah, I know. I'll be thinking about you when I eat my burgers there on Sunday.
You'll be thinking of me, will you? Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I'll be thinking, hey, Matt was missing out.
All of a sudden, I'll feel a chill go through me, and I'll say,
then that's right. I can't go to this place on Sunday, but they're open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Check them out. They moved down the street a little bit, and they're Queen City Cupcakes.
Yes.
As you well know, so tasty.
Yes.
I did get some a while back. Oh, yeah, when I came to your place a while back, when I really shouldn't have. I never showed up unannounced.
I don't even remember that.
A couple months ago. I did. And Jenny was there, and it's like, oh my God, what are you doing here? It's like, I can't do that again.
I don't even remember that.
I ran out of the place. I really can't do that anymore. I was told by my best buddy, he said, Eric, really shouldn't do that.
I don't even remember this.
So I did do it again.
So you showed up unannounced?
It was showing up unannounced. It was like, October maybe, a while back.
And what happened?
He said, oh, come on in.
Yeah.
I took off, and I really shouldn't have, because nobody leaves this place by himself.
I'm
so. That was the end of that.
Wait, I'm so confused. So you showed up here. I think I remember you showing up here one day as a surprise. And then what happened?
Yeah, it was a surprise. I guess it was really.
And then what happened?
And Jenny was there, and I had to leave at 5 o'clock, and then Gonzo brought me home because the cab didn't show up on time. And
okay,
it was a lot of fun, but I really can't do that anymore.
I remember that. Why can't you really do that anymore?
Now my balance is so much better and worse that I can never do that again ever.
Oh, okay. All right. So we finally got there. Okay, so your balance is a problem. Your equilibrium. You have vertigo?
It was better then, though, but that was August. Anyway, somebody wants to hear my medical problems, so we'll just move on.
Right.
That's what people tell me. I really want to hear about your medical issues. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you might have heard this lady, Amanda McCarthy and Tom, they're getting married in 2 days.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're friends with her, it's going to be on her Facebook music page, so that'll be fun. I might tune that in.
So, the wedding of Amanda McCarthy and Tom Shubsta is going to be streaming live, is what you're saying?
Yeah, on her Facebook page. So you have to be friends with her.
On her Facebook. Very nice.
I think you have like 4 million Facebook friends. I saw on your page. But she has a lot too.
4 million.
God bless them.
Yes.
You have a lot of Facebook friends. I don't know how you know all those people, but I guess you do.
There's that laugh again.
She's working on new music. So as soon as the wedding's over and all taken care of, she's working on a new album. So that would be very exciting.
Yes.
If you like that Amanda McCarthy kind of thing.
I do.
Oh, yeah, just have one date for Katie Dobbins. I threw away the rest by mistake, so next week, well, I was updating some of them.
What did you throw away?
Some of them are way into the summer, so.
Oh.
I rushed them, but I threw them in the trash by mistake. So I was redoing some of the dates here and getting rid of the old ones. And anyways, she's coming tomorrow. And Friday, it's called the Remax Cafe in Claremont at 7 p.m. All donations go to the local community and friends. And I watched an hour video of the guy that ran the place, and it was really good. She interviewed him. Of course, she was at her home. He was at his home. And talked about all the things they do. It's like they always wonder, how am I going to get the next dollar to run this place? But they always have a donation jar, of course, and some people throw in $1, $5, $10, $50. It all works out. He said the good Lord works after us. So there you go.
Did you say it's called the Remax something?
It's all run by volunteers. So he said, how am I going to get the money for the heat, and bills? But he said, it always works out. So he said, praise the Lord. The holy place, where people come in, the homeless, and blah, blah, blah.
Where is that?
Very nice interview.
Where is this?
Katie Dobbins.
Where is this place?
It's in, here we go. It's in, I don't have the exact address, but it's in Claremont.
I didn't want the address. I was just trying to get an idea where it was.
Yeah, it's Claremont.
Okay. Very good.
All donations go to local communities, and, 1 Pleasant Street.
Oh, good. You do have the address. 1 Pleasant Street in Claremont.
Claremont, yes.
New Hampshire. Claremont, New Hampshire.
I don't have the zip code, but I don't think you need that.
We'd love to have it. If you happen to find it, EZG, please. We'd love to have the zip code as well.
Yes, hopefully they have a big turnout, so raise a lot of money.
Well, I don't know if without a zip code.
With April Cushman.
Uh-huh.
As you all know, you played that song, I think it was a couple weeks ago now, April Cushman's new song, Smoke, and the first time I heard it.
Yes.
It's very good.
Very good.
Spotify and Apple, all the platforms.
Yes.
And she's been known to sing National Anthems all over the place. I said, hey, once again, I said, hey, I won't mention this every week, by the way, but it's the last time I mention it. He said, I told her, I sent her the info. I said, why not you singing at night 1 and night 2 down in Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40? Why not? They need somebody, right? She's a somebody.
Yes.
She knows how to sing those songs. So, hey, if she would check that out, I'd always have somebody I never heard of. I said, well, who's this guy, Who's this girl?
Tom Blanchard is, he's in the chat room. He's going to look up that zip code for us. He's going to look it up in the phone book.
Oh, okay. That was just a joke.
No, I think he's, it's important to have complete, accurate information, EZG.
Yeah, I don't think we'll need a zip code. But
we need the zip code.
We got a few minutes. We'll end it with the more April Cushman.
Oh.
He's a busy guy, which is great.
Oh.
April Cushman. Tickets are available at aprilcushman.com. I'm not going to go through all the articles. There's like 20 of them. So May 20th is Country Crawl in Lansdowne, Boston. I believe that's right by Fenway Park. Starts at 10 a.m. It's probably going to be going all day. It's a country fest. She's all about country music. VIP tickets are $100. So if you want to go to the VIP treatment, or you can get the tickets for $35. Obviously, it's a paid event, and they're going to have probably about 14, 15 people. Oh, yeah, she's still playing every Wednesday at 6 o'clock down at Killington River Shop in Maine, I believe. Oh, Killington, obviously. And it's a ticketed event. And I guess she'll play there every Wednesday until she's not playing there.
Right. Well, that's a safe bet.
It's still on her page, so I guess he's still doing it. Oh, yeah, we'll play it. This one's a long ways away, but I promote it anyways because you get tickets on sale now. More information at IndianRanch.com, and of course, April Cushman again. She's playing at Indian Ranch in Zach Brown Tribute Band, Trailer Trash, with some funny names. I guess Garth Brooks live, but it's called Garth Live. Annie Bruston, she's appearing at the other show, too. And tickets go on sale April 1st, so I believe it's April 13th. So yeah,
so in other words...
Tickets while you can, because some of her shows, believe it or not, that are on her. Yeah, she has played over the years. Have sold out.
So rather than saying
last time I looked, when it sold out, you can't get tickets.
So rather than announcing tickets go on sale April 1st, you could just say tickets are on sale. Since
True, you're
April
right. You've got a good point there.
Gone by.
Yeah. But apparently, she is a hot ticket, as they say.
A hot ticket. I see what you did there. That's a good.
It's always good to have. You agree about it. It's always good to have shows that you get paid. Not just nothing wrong with doing those, those local bar events.
Sure.
Let 6 people show up. But it's always nice to play in front of a full audience. Why not? Right? Get your name out there.
Yes.
Which is good, right?
Yes.
That's what she does for a living. So
yes,
that's how she pays the bills, as they say.
That's right.
They always say if you like doing a job, you never work a day in your life, right?
That's right. Exactly.
So Amanda and Katie, and they're all professional singers now. Katie does that for full time now, and so does Amanda McCarthy. So.
And what percentage of their
they're down in Florida now? So I told her this is my words of encouragement, even though. What do I know, right? But I said, hey, enjoy yourself. I said, before you know it, it's over. I enjoyed myself, 20 years ago. I said, make it a wedding of a lifetime, Why not? Enjoy your day. Before you know it's over.
Before you know
it, words of wisdom.
What's over? Your marriage? Is that what do you mean? What are you talking about?
This is words of wisdom from me.
Words of wisdom from you to Amanda?
They can take it or leave it. I didn't say that, but...
Wait, what? What were your words of wisdom?
I said they can take it or leave it. My advice is that enjoy the day.
Enjoy the day, right?
Before you know it's all over. Why not enjoy yourself, right? Most people only get married once.
Right.
Then again, maybe not. So anyways, I told them that they had that special song. I told Tom, and I said I'd send the link over to him. So if you could play that special song, we won't tell anybody what it is, and I'll hang up and be listening. That's it.
All right, Easy G.
Report is over. Bye.
Wow. Bye. Wow. That's an entertainment report. All right. We should we'll play him out.
From around the way. Easy.
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Easy G's gotcha. Entertainment report style.
That's why I'm easy.
Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
So the song Easy G was referring to, I think he had messaged me earlier. He wanted me to play the Going to the Chapel song. You know that song, Going to the Chapel, and we're going to get married. But this isn't, I am going to play something, but we're not playing that. This is not I'm going to meet you halfway, Easy G. This is not an oldies show. Who did that? The Shirelles or the Shondells or something? But I will play something in honor of Amanda McCarthy. And, of course, congratulations to Amanda and Tom Shubsda on their nuptials. And apparently they will be live streaming the wedding on Amanda's Facebook page. So I'm going to play for you my favorite Amanda McCarthy song in honor of their wedding. And congratulations to them. And then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more until we get to the second hour. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to once again feature the world radio premiere of the new Vero G single, Toxic. And then we'll have Sam Bouchard with us in studio. He's a promoter. I'm really looking forward to speaking with him. And he has a song that he's promoting as well that we will feature on the show that we played. I think we played it yesterday, but we'll play that again today too when Sam is here. So lots to do, but let's do this again. Congratulations to Amanda and Tom. And here it is. This is Sunset. By the great Amanda McCarthy.
I've run out of fingers to count the years. Song by song, I lose my voice. Had a few Prince Charmings since you've been here. I still see you Sunset on you now. Sunset on you now. I know I gotta let the sunset on you now. Sunset on you now. I've been counting sheep just to figure out how to make these guys stay closed. Bite my nails so I won't check my phone, 'cause I still want you, but I won't call you. You may hit me up every once in a while, knowing if I pick up I'ma screw it all up again. And I'm so sick of seeing the dream that I've been needing to let die. I know I gotta let the sunset on you now. Sunset on you now. I know I gotta let the sunset on you now. Sunset on you now. Sunset on you Sunset on you Sunset on you now. I gotta let the sunset on you now. Sunset on you now. I know I gotta let the sunset on you now. Sunset on you now.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
This is Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious, hot downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. So not even the middle of April, 87 degrees today. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, April 13, 2023. So nice to have you all with me. If you're just joining us, we did do the world radio premiere at the top of the show today of the new Vero G single, but we're going to do that again at the top of this hour if you missed it. It's Toxic. That's the name of the song. I'm not saying the song is Toxic. The song is called Toxic. It's really good. I think it's the best thing she's done, to be honest with you. So I really like it a lot. We're going to play that. And also our guest is actually, he's in the building, Sam Bouchard. I might wave him in. I think I'm going to wave him on. I'm gonna wave him on in here. Why not? You can sit right there at the you can take the news desk. Yeah. We'll go ahead and introduce you early. I'm looking forward to talking with you. We'll let you get in. There's, you know what? I don't think those headphones are plugged in. There are headphones there, and then there's right. Yeah. Oh, yep. You're close. You're warm. Yeah, right under the desk. Yeah, there you go. And there should be a volume knob there too, so you'll be able to turn those up. I think the one of the hosts who sits there on the morning show, I think he brings in his own headphones, so those aren't always plugged in. How are you? Welcome.
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Am I saying your last name correctly?
It's Beechard.
Oh, it's Beechard. I was saying Bouchard, I think. I'm sorry.
It has French roots. So you're close.
I'm close. And you are how do you describe what you do? A promoter primarily?
Yep. So I'm a promoter and a booking agent, putting on live shows.
Excellent. Yeah, actually, we're going to play something in a little bit that you had sent. This band, House Lights. This is really good.
Thank you.
I love this track, Love and Understanding. Now, are they someone that you work with on a regular basis? Or?
Yeah, we go way back. For anybody that's been in New Hampshire for 15, 20 years, started out around Milford as Horns Become Halos. Same group of guys.
Oh, okay.
Just we've kind of evolved over the years.
Yeah.
That'll be a full story for another day. We'll have the band on the show once the album comes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we've been able to stick together. And just Matt, the main guy who writes most of the music, and myself have. We work really well together.
Are you in the band, or do you?
Yep. I do lead vocals on the track. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, I thought it was just someone you managed or booked.
Nope.
Oh, awesome. So that's you on there. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm in two bands currently, House Lights, and then Astronomist is my other band.
Oh, I gotcha.
We're working on an EP. Just didn't have anything ready for the show today to play on the air, but.
Okay. Yeah, so you do it all then. So you're a musician and you do the business as well. Yep. Excellent. That's part of why I wanted to talk to you too. Why I was looking forward to this discussion today, because I kind of have a similar background. I don't play anymore. Mm-hmm. I used to play in a lot of bands, but I also did promoted a lot of shows and did a lot of booking and some artist management and all that kind of stuff. So and I always found that to me it's all interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think most musicians really would like to not have to do any of the business part of it. They want to just focus on making the music. But I think it's, but for whatever reason, the way my brain is wired, and maybe you're the same way, I just think it's all fascinating. Mm-hmm. And I not that there's anything quite like being on stage, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, that's the goal, to get back on stage. But in the meantime, I figured I could help other people realize those dreams as well.
Yeah.
Because like you said, there's no better feeling. If you're a musician, being on stage in front of tons of people that know your music, rocking out, singing along.
Oh yeah.
It's a high unlike any other. So
absolutely. Let's go ahead and play this for everybody.
Right.
And I'm anxious to hear it again. This track, House Lights, and I'm sorry, the band is House Lights. The track is Love and Understanding. And anything you want us to know about this before we listen to it, about this song?
So it's this album that we're coming out with. It's probably just going to be self-titled. We've been working on it the last kind of year plus. Matt for a lot longer. He approached me a couple of years ago with the music, and it's kind of like, okay, we're gonna start this up again and give it another go.
Okay.
The only thing I'll say is just, this album in particular was pretty personal to me as far as the lyrics. I wrote probably 90% of the lyrics for the album. And, we can get a little bit more into that after we hear the song. But, just it's a lot about, personal experiences and kind of what I try to promote in my daily life and more that I wish out of society, I guess we'll say.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's give this a listen. So this is Love and Understanding is the song, and the track is House Light. I'm sorry, the band is House Lights. You know what? It's 87 degrees, and it's not even the middle of April, and it's just messing with me in every way possible, physically, mentally. It's nuts. So yeah, this is Love and Understanding. The band is House Lights. Check this out. This is really good.
I know I'm struggling. like it, flyer than ever, handsome, better. Hobo tennis with me, never. Sex appeal on the red, big deal. Giving you brains, tell me how it feels. Making you sunny, be a mistletoe. Tongue out, I'm your silly.
Toxic, you take it over me, draining my energy. Why you playing with me? Toxic, you take it over me, draining my energy. Why you playing over me? Trump arrested, people feeling bitter. The devil be capping. Don't believe the lies. Put the guns down and don't pull the trigger. If you ain't shoot Tyree, then he would've been alive. Toxic, TOX. I see. You know what that mean? Toxic, get it? Toxic, get it? Toxic, get it? Woo, woo, woo. Yes. Keep that energy away from me. Keep that energy away from me.
People love my energy, got hella enemies looking for my downfall. Wanna see the death of me, finally get my lick back. Show 'em what a boss do. Really had a hard life, ish I be going through. Never be starting with me, but when I pull up, nowhere to be seen. If I get my girls, we stomping you. BX in the building, what to do? Freaky leak every day of the week. My man with the hot sauce technique, I throw it fits. Living how I wanna live, ain't got no time for grown woman doing big things. Champagne, I never change.
Toxic, you take it over me, draining my energy. Why you playing with me? Toxic, you take it over me, draining my energy. Why you playing over me?
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody. We are into hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, April 13, 2023. So nice to have you all with me. A moment ago, we heard, of course, today is the world radio premiere of the new Vero G single. That is called Toxic. And before that, we heard a song called Love and Understanding. The band is House Lights. And from House Lights, we have here at the news desk, Sam Beechard is with us. How are you, Sam?
Doing great.
Welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Have you been here before, by the way? Have you been in this building before?
I have not.
It's it's wild, isn't it? Because you would never know, like from the outside, you would never know there was a radio station up here.
Yeah, very, very indiscriminate door.
Yes. It's very, it's like we're sort of tucked away, but which is kind of nice. But it is a beautiful day out, of course, in downtown Manchester. It's hot. It was 87 degrees when I came in, and it seems like every year. I feel like we get that first blast of summer weather a little bit earlier than the year before, and it just keeps going. And I like the heat, but it worries me a little bit too. You know what I mean? But so Sam is here. Looking forward to talking with him. If you'd like to enter the discussion at any point, the studio line is open, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, and we'll say hello to everybody in there in a moment. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. In the Facebook live chat, by the way, we do have, Night Skylard, Veronica Gonzalez, who is also Vero G. She was expressing her appreciation for the world radio premiere of her new song, Melanie La Liberty, in the Facebook live chat. I think she was noticing some of the lyrics in that track. She says, I got hella enemies too. Sorry to hear that, Melanie. Miriam Banish joins us and says, howdy. Night Skylard says, hashtag Matt Connerton. We say that we will be going with our friend Isaac Banks to Inner Rhythm Choir rehearsal at Lindley Park Baptist Church at 7 to 8 p.m. We will be watching you tomorrow afternoon. Well, very good. Let's see. Just want to make sure we don't miss anybody in here. J-Fed, of course. Jason Federson is in the Facebook live chat. Hello to you, sir. And Tom Blanchard, I saw, is in there. I didn't see Scott Robinson in there, which surprised me because he usually comes out for Easy G's entertainment report, which we had earlier as well. Isaac Banks says, good afternoon, Matt Connerton. I will love to give a shout out to my friend Lucera Huntley from Atlanta, Georgia. Now she lives in Greensboro, North Carolina. She and I are good friends since we are in Kendall Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, and also Gateway Education Center in 1980s. Also Bessemer Elementary School in Greensboro, North Carolina in Okay, I can't read all of this. It's like copy pasted from Wikipedia or something. My goodness, that's a lot. That's a lot. We have these friends from Greensboro, North Carolina. They use a lot of hashtags and they post strange things in the chat room. Eric Street joins us in the chat. Hello, Eric. Let's see. And I think that's, I mentioned Tom's in there. I think we got everybody. Easy G, of course, is in the chat room. Oh, Michael Alber also joins us in the chat. Michael says, went out to my car, and the thermometer said 96 degrees. Who ordered summer? I'm not ready for this. Yeah, that sounds high. I don't think it got up to 96. That sounds like it might be off a little bit. It was, I don't know, the temp in my car said 87 when I arrived here today. And that's what I saw on the forecast. But yeah, every year summer seems to get here a little bit earlier. So are you a summer guy, Sam?
No.
No?
It's the humidity. The humidity that gets me. And,
yeah.
Just hit 75 and I can't even sit without starting to sweat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I like the heat. I don't like the cold.
Yeah.
Although the cold bothers me less than it used to. But I like spring. I really like summer. I don't like fall because of what it leads to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the trees are nice and everything with the foliage, but yeah, it feels like I don't know what it's supposed to be like tomorrow if this is supposed to last, but boy, I'll tell you, it showed up quickly this year.
Yeah.
But so tell me more about so that track. I love that song. Love and Understanding, the band House Lights, one of your bands. Well, what can you tell us about that? I'm particularly curious to know, and I'm a bit of a geek this way. I love to hear about the process of recording songs because. I'm older, and when I was growing up, it was, basically your options were, well, of course, if you were in a big band, you go to $1 million studio, and if you're in a little local band, you find a cheaper studio to go and record at. But we live in an era now where you've got so many options as far as how you record. So I'm really curious to know more about that, and anything else you can tell us about that track.
Yeah. So the whole album is recorded right here in Manchester, self-produced.
Excellent.
So Matt is the lead guitarist for the band, writes pretty much all of the music for the band.
Okay.
And so he has all of that just re-recorded, demos that stuff at home. And then, we get to come in and hear it and kind of lay down our parts. Our drummer, shout out Adam Susi. He's a Berkeley boy. He's pretty much the most, I jokingly say he's the most successful. He's a touring drummer and session drummer for a ton of bands around the area.
Oh, cool.
People listening probably have heard his name. He plays with a lot of different acts.
Yeah.
Around Boston and everything.
Okay.
So he's always drumming. And he's amazing.
Yeah.
He laid down some killer drum tracks in his home studio. Sent them over to us and got them put together. And then we were looking for someone to mix the tracks. Obviously, none of us have a lot of experience in that.
Yeah.
And, again, the advent of technology and the internet, we went to Sound Better, and we found we had a lot of bids, actually. So Sound Better is a website where artists can post their music, and engineers will bid on
I didn't know about
mixing
this.
and mastering. It's an incredible website.
Wow.
So we actually found a guy, Augustine Pugh, out of a Studio Dookie in Argentina. Who is mixing our album for us. And the mixes are coming out incredible. His prices are incredibly reasonable, and he's taken all of our feedback and just made magic.
Wow.
He's amplified the songs. He's had some input on his end, too, of we're a little bit, liberal with it. Hey, if you got something that sounds good, you think would be, help the song,
sure,
send it over to us and we'll check it out. And if we like it, we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
So that he's made the process, very, very, easy and comfortable.
Yeah.
And just, he's quickly developing into another part of our project, somebody that I could definitely see us working with again in the future.
It sounds like it's so often it just sort of happens by accident where someone is engineering or mixing, but they become sort of a de facto producer in the process of that.
Yeah, you get somebody that's more of an objective observer. They're detached from the music a bit, so they can pick out these things that you might be fighting for that are just they only mean something to you, but don't necessarily serve the music.
Yeah.
Honest, objective feedback is always great, and I offer it to any bands ever. Obviously, Novakoi. You had in here a couple months back.
Yep.
Matt and Ty from Strange Attractions Booking. Obviously, they're in Novakoi. We've become good friends, and they've been helping me along with the booking stuff a little bit as well.
Cool.
It's standing offer. Any musicians, any bands out there that if you guys need objective, constructive feedback from an open-minded person. I listen to pretty much every genre.
Yeah.
And I enjoy pretty much every genre. So
cool. Cool.
Just reach out.
Excellent. Now, so Sound Better, because I was not aware of this website. So you musicians post, what do you post when you're looking for someone to bid on your work as far as mixing? Like what do you post demos or how does that work?
Yeah, you post a 30 second, minute long clip. Or links to, if you have stuff already on Spotify or Bandcamp or SoundCloud.
Yeah.
You can send the links over to the engineer. They'll take a listen, and then they can bid if it's something they think fits, or if they want to add that style to their portfolio.
But how do you when you send things to the engineer for them to decide if they want to bid? How does that initial connection happen? Do you put your do you put your stuff on the site, and then prospective engineers will see it, or how does the connection happen?
Yeah, so Matt is the one that handled most of that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know 100%, but I just know that I think we did a little bit of reaching out. Just pinged a few people like, hey, we're interested in some mixing services or mastering services.
Yeah.
And then you kind of post your link to, I think it's like a message board
kind
of thing. And then the engineers can go on and search it.
Yeah.
And if they are interested, they send a message out directly to you.
Okay.
And then you kind of work out the details.
That's really cool. I'll have to look at. I mean, I don't have anything to post or need mixed, but I'm going to look at that site later, just out of curiosity, because that's a great idea. That's a great concept.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them like that. Obviously you got for artists, you have Fiverr now, which is a big one.
Yeah.
That people can go on and even have people make songs for them. Or produce stuff. So there's almost anything you can think of. You can find it.
Yeah. Do you know if I understand? So Matt handled that part of the process, but do you know if other mixers or engineers bid?
Yeah. So any ones that came back to us, Matt and Bobby, who does the scream vocals in there.
Yeah.
I do the cleans for House Lights.
Okay.
Working on getting into more types of vocal. Working on my extreme vocal, as they have been called. But haven't done any for that project yet. But yeah, so Matt and Bobby and I would talk over. Matt would field the requests and kind of send them out to us. We'd have group chats and stuff, and okay, this person's offering this much, and here are their references, who they've worked with. And, so we definitely did our research. We had a certain certain style that not everyone can handle.
Sure.
It's a bit different. We don't want to sound generic. We don't want to sound cookie cutter.
Yeah.
So we wanted somebody that was going to be excited. To work with us. And so I don't know if it's always the case, but Augustine actually did some free demo work for us when we were initially trying to find out who we wanted. So he did a whole minute mix for 2 different songs and sent them back to us for free, no charge.
Yeah.
It's if you guys want to continue, this is what the price would be. And
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a great resource. Wow. JFed is asking in the chat, and he I don't know if you've heard many of the other interviews, but he asked this question of everybody. He's got his wife's birthday is coming up in September, so he wants to know, do you play birthday parties?
Well, so with both of my projects, so House Lights, again, we're finishing our full-length album, but we are still actively looking for a second guitarist. We haven't played any of this music live together yet.
Yeah.
So we wanted to finish on the music, get it all done, and then build out our live show.
Yeah.
So House Lights, unfortunately, it would not be. It'd be hard pressed to be ready for that time frame.
Yeah.
And then with Astronomist, kind of same thing. I just joined Astronomist back in November, December.
Oh, okay.
They were just starting to form the project. They're from kind of middle central Maine area.
Okay.
But I heard them posting some stuff on Facebook. Came across them one day. And they were looking for a vocalist, and I really dug their music. So I was gave a few months because I was just super busy with stuff.
Yeah.
And it was still open, and I'm like, whatever, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And threw a demo together for them on one of their songs that they sent over, and the rest is history. So we're working on an EP right now.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much the band is fully formed, but again, still very early stages. So unfortunately, I can't help you with the birthday parties for this year, but maybe next year we can talk.
So his next question was, what if I play guitar for you?
I mean, depending on my availability, I would always come and do some covers, just me and somebody. I unfortunately am not a musician. I used to play bass in bands. I would not call myself a good bassist.
Really? Yeah.
Passing, kind of picked it up because they needed one.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But vocals have always been my passion, and I'm
Yeah.
happy to now have the chance to do that for bands and focus my attention on that.
Yeah.
So I've been working with a vocal coach, and
Oh, really?
I've added an extreme vocal coach as well.
Okay.
I'm just pushing myself to get the best vocal that I can.
That's interesting to me. So you have a vocal coach, and then so you have a someone else you've just started working with to get that, to be able to. I always hear. I've heard a lot of singers talk about. There's a DVD, although now it's probably just you can find the video online of. I think it's called is it The Art of Screaming?
Zen, the Zen of Screaming.
Oh, the Zen of Screaming.
Melissa
Yeah.
Cross. Oh yeah.
Yes.
That came out way back when I was in high school, middle school, high school. Me and my buddies all knew about that. Checked
Yeah.
it out. A lot of the bands that we liked were going to Melissa Cross. She was kind of one of the first pioneers of the extreme vocal coaching.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
will. And she has her own method. So there's a bunch of different methods, and there's the main types are sort of false chord and fry scream, which a lot of the industry doesn't necessarily like those terms, but those are just terms that people have given to them. So that's kind of how people identify them.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the two main types of extreme vocal, which is how they're known kind of as a broader category.
Let me ask you this, because I've always been kind of fascinated by it, and I'm not a singer myself. I mean, I can sing. The only thing I can really do as far as vocal, I can do backing vocals. I've done backing vocals in bands, and I'm actually not a bad harmony singer.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to have an ear for being able to find the octave and kind of lock in where I need to. On my own, though, I get lost. I could never be a lead singer. But I've always been fascinated by. So with the extreme singing, is the biggest part of it just learning how to do it safely?
Yes.
Because obviously, I mean, if you do that wrong, you could really, you could shred your vocal cords, right?
Yep. And a lot of people have.
I bet, yeah.
A lot of people, even going to Melissa Cross and any of those other schools, it's very easy to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous musicians that have had multiple vocal surgeries because they, either are not following the technique properly or just, in the moment they push too hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely all about technique. Once you have technique, and technique plus breath control, seems to be the magic key to unlock all those doors. Once you have those two things, it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
But you can at least make those sounds. And once you know how to make those sounds, then you can start to, develop and find your own sound within the technique.
Is there still, even if you're doing it safely, is there still, I would imagine, some risk of long-term damage if you're just singing that way a lot on a consistent basis? Am I wrong?
I certainly wouldn't claim to be an expert to speak on that.
Yeah,
I don't know that anybody really is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Famously, obviously, Will Ramos is one of the most from Lorna Shore is one of the most famous extreme vocalists at this current time.
Yeah.
And they did the YouTube video, the laryngoscopy of Will Ramos. They actually put a camera down his throat and had him scream while it was in there.
Really?
To see the movement of the vocal cords.
Interesting.
And see if they could figure anything out.
Oh wow!
It's just really, as long as you follow that technique. I mean, so far for me, like using the technique and the breath control that I've learned, I can kind of just sit there all day. And,
no kidding.
Do it
because you don't get a sore throat or anything or anything.
No,
oh, excellent.
That was the most important part when I went to my extreme vocal coach when I was looking for one.
Yeah.
I identified, okay, who in the scene is doing this, and what other abilities do they have. So I found someone that has amazing cleans as well as really, really like super technical, gnarly screams.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, if this guy's been doing this for as long as he has, he probably knows something.
Right.
And he's an established vocal coach as well. Been doing it for years. So.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
So shout out to Mr. Blegg, Kyle Farrar. He's in Late Nine, a few other bands out of the Boston area.
Oh, okay.
So check out his stuff. He's amazing.
Cool. Now you write most of the lyrics. Is that what you said? In the band?
So for the most part, Matt handles most of the music.
Okay.
And then I'll come in. I'll do a draft of lyrics. If there's any that I'm not kind of catching a vibe on or getting inspiration on, then Matt and Bobby will kind of sit down and work through those. Or for some of Bobby's parts, definitely I'm like, okay, I have an idea here, but I'm not the one who's actually screaming these parts.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, if there's any particularly challenging parts, they'll kind of sit down and write it. And then, we'll get together and go over any corrections or, even as we're recording, we'll go, okay, it doesn't sound the way we thought it was going to.
Right.
So
right.
we'll, do a little session and, this word doesn't work as well in this part. We don't like the flow. We don't like the, the meter of the phrasing or whatever.
Mhm.
So we'll change it up a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, I would say do 80 to 85% of the drafts become final lyrics for the songs.
And you had mentioned for that song "Love and Understanding," you had mentioned there was more to say about the lyrics to that.
Yeah.
They were very personal to you, and
yeah, and really for anyone that has experienced loss, which is most of humanity. If you're in tune to that and you spend time, dissecting your thoughts and trying to better understand grief and loss and everything that comes along with it. A lot of that was sparked more in me last year. Had a really tough death of one of my friends very prematurely. And it was, I have been playing in the scene for a long time and been wanting to, do promotion, and I get a good sense of joy and accomplishment from helping and serving others.
Yeah.
So I figured, why am I waiting? All the cliches, you only live once, or, your life's too short, whatever you want to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
Those are cliches because they are
they're
as
true.
as they are, because
Right.
they come back again and again.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm done waiting. I'm going to jump into this and, put my energy into creating something positive,
Mhm.
using those energies that are inside of me that are battling every day, and saying, I'm going to do something good.
Yeah.
Instead of being overcome by any of that sadness or that grief, I'm going to do something good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help people, realize their dreams, achieve my dreams. I like to say, if one of us succeeds, we all succeed together.
Yeah.
And that's true of the scene right now.
Yeah.
Very, very happy to be part of the local scene, New Hampshire, New England. Things are popping off again, and it's awesome.
Oh, there's so much great talent around here. Absolutely. But yeah, I always say, and this will sound cliche, but it's true that, if you can take anything negative, grief or whatever it is, and like you said, it's something we all, it's universal. Everyone can relate to it. Anytime you can take a negative experience or negative feelings, trauma, whatever, and do something positive with it, do something productive with it, that's the best therapy, possible, and because partly because not only are you creating something, but also because it's not only helping you, it's helping other people who can take something from what you do.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful, and that's great. You help others with. Tell me more about the promotions part of things.
Yep. So back in October, I filed for my business application. So I am an official booking business. Always Forward Events. You can find me Always Forward NH on pretty much Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the socials. Still learning a lot of the socials. Got to get better at content, but my main mission is to bring the scene together. By providing more kind of mid-range venues for bands to play.
Yeah.
Back in the day, obviously, I was playing in the scene, and a lot of times it's you're breaking your back to play bars for 10 people.
Mhm.
Playing backyard shows, playing basements, which is great. And there's a lot of bands that thrive in that scenario, and the DIY scene is definitely alive again.
Yeah.
And it's a necessary part.
Oh yeah.
But I'm trying to, there's a lot of people that are doing that part of it. So I'm trying to hit a market where, trying to get into those 150, 300, 500 seat venues.
Sure.
Where normally they're booking, they're big enough or they're equipped to book regional or national acts sometimes, but getting the local bands that stage time.
Mhm.
Bringing them, out of the basements a bit, and trying to get them to a broader audience.
Yeah.
And just, I know, the times I got to play theaters and, big event spaces back in the day, it was awesome. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, like now we're talking. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So yeah, so and just bringing people around that, you know, getting the word out about local music and you know, trying to help people realize their dreams.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting how things have changed, and you know, it's kind of some of it's in some ways. I think all of this is more challenging, and in some ways it's easier. And I think it probably kind of balances out. I think it may be a wash, but you know, there was a time when, well, it's always been hard. Like if you're a local band or a solo artist, and you're, especially if you're in the early stages of your career and you don't really have much of a following, and you're trying to get out there. Obviously it's very challenging. And I think that over time, what has happened is, as you know, like you referred to social media, now we're in an era, you know, like I think back to when I started in the scene, and you know, now my involvement in the scene now is really interviewing people in the scene. I don't play in a band currently, and really wouldn't have time to, but I feel like now it's so I think there's a larger challenge, and it's all been brought on by the internet. So the part that I think is harder, just from my perspective, and again, I'm sort of on the outside looking in, the part that's harder is you're competing with so much more than you were before social media and all the streaming services and all of that, because you know, before you were competing with everybody else in the scene. You know, you might have a show somewhere and somebody else has a show, and you know, you're trying to get people to go to your show. Now you're competing with Netflix, and you're competing with somebody who, you know, maybe somebody just wants to watch TikTok videos, or they're streaming on Twitch or whatever it is. You're competing with so much more now, more than ever. On the other hand, because of social media and other elements of the internet, it's also easier than ever to promote what you do and to market what you do. Because, you know, back in the day, it was, you know, I remember specificitly getting yelled at by police here in Manchester for stapling flyers to a telephone pole. You know what I mean? And we've all either been there or watched it happen to other people. You know, and of course, today, if I were actively promoting a show, it wouldn't even occur to me to bother. You know what I mean? Why would I even bother stapling a flyer to a telephone pole? I'm going to, you know, post something online. So I think it's on one hand, there's more that you're competing with than ever, but at the same time, because of that, there's also more opportunities than ever to promote what you do. So if you can find a way to cut through all the noise, if you know, you can actually, if you do it right, you can build a fan base pretty quickly if you do it right, if you figure it out, which it sounds like you've done to some extent. I mean, you've had some success, so you know it's always a slog, but you know, but you know, you're making it happen.
Yeah, you know, again, it's. I guess I should definitely be happy too, because I just started in October, and to have the success that I've had so far has been really great. You know, I definitely need to find a way to get to more non-band members. Right. You know, those connections are amazing, and obviously, you know, I've got tons of bands that are looking for shows, and you know, without them, obviously, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Right. But at the same time, they're not necessarily paying to go to a show every weekend. You know, they're playing a show, or they're practicing, or they're working their actual job and trying to get paid. Because, you know, again, local musicians don't really get paid. You know, it's another thing that I'm trying to change. Definitely bit off a little more than I could chew early on. My first few shows, I was paying bands out of my pocket and had to, you know, book the venue and all that stuff. So that was a good learning lesson for me and for anyone else who's thinking of doing it. You know, as much as you want to go from 0 to 120, it's not sustainable. Unless you know you're going to get the people in the door. Right. So, you know, if you're going to take a risk, try to make sure that it's the least risky risk you can take, that you're going to get a band that's going to draw, you know, a lot of people. Yeah. You know, so kind of dialed things back and looked at my business practices and again, took it as a learning experience and said, okay, I got to modify things for now to get myself in a better position to start building that momentum. And then, then identify a point where make that the target is eventually I'll be able to give bands guarantees again.
Yeah.
Or I might be able to target, a regional act coming through on a tour or something and get some locals on it. That definitely seems to be more of the move right now. So yeah, doing a lot of business research and trying to figure out where I'm going to, make the most impact.
And so much of being an entrepreneur, whether it's in the music industry or in anything really, is it unfortunately involves losing money.
Yeah.
But Jay Fed says in the chat room, sounds like you should do birthdays.
How much you paying, Jay Fed?
I don't know if he'll pay you, but I do know this. Are you interested in getting into an ice bath? Because
today I would be.
It's because he's very into the ice bath.
Okay.
He didn't ask that question yet, but that question always comes up too. He posts on Facebook every day. He's in an ice bath and he loves it. Wouldn't be for me. I'd be worried about hypothermia, but apparently it's very healthy.
Yeah,
I guess
I have heard as much. Yes,
it's a healthy thing to do, but. Yeah, it wouldn't be for me. We've got Sam Beechard is with us. If you'd like to enter the discussion, the studio line is open, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. What came first for you? The creative aspect of it, being a musician, or wanting to promote, or
definitely music. I started back in middle high school, really.
Yeah.
I think I was 14, 15, 16. Started in some local bands, so Horns Become Halos. I met Matt in college and we started playing together. And then I had another band that was my first high school band. We were Killbird, Shadows Break Us, Obruo, bunch of different names, couple different vocalists.
Shadows Break Us is a cool name.
Thank you. Funniest part about that is that through all of our iterations, no one in the band ever not everyone liked the name at any, Right. That was always our joke was like, okay, like 4 out of 5 would be good with it. But then there would be one person that's like, that name's so stupid. Why do you guys like that?
Oh, wow.
So, and, we kind of been playing off and on too. It's more of like a hard rock, experimental kind of metal inspired, inspired band.
Yeah.
So we played a lot in Manchester back in the day, played Rocco's, played Millie's, and those places were around.
Jeez,
way backs.
We may have crossed paths at some point. We probably
totally
did because I played all those places and Rocco's. I remember vividly the wall of mirrors.
Yeah.
What a weird thing that was.
Yep. But I mean, again,
but it was cool. I mean,
a lot of the bands that grew up in that time are now back in the scene.
Yeah.
And they're that with the rebirth of the scene, they have new projects out. They're reviving old projects, or some of them have been still going. There's a handful of bands that I see that are coming back to the area that's like, oh, wow, like you guys were playing 15 years ago, when the scene blew up and you're still doing it. They hung on somehow. So
I've run into that where bands that I would consider kind of my peers in terms of just they were like really active at the same time I was really active, where I'll see something on social media and I'm like, oh, they're still playing.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, or they had gotten back together, and it's kind of funny. It's like I saw something recently, if it was Crown Vic or Prospect Hill or somebody, and I was like, oh, they're still doing stuff. Cool.
Yeah, Prospect Hill's still playing.
Yeah, see, I didn't. That must have been the band I'm thinking of then, because I had seen something recently, and I was like, oh wow, and I had seen Adam at somewhere, but I didn't realize the band was still active, and I was like, that's great. I'm glad. I mean, I felt kind of like, how did I not know that? But then again, it's like I'm in this weird position where it's like, I'm of the scene but not in the scene, or I'm in the scene but not of the scene. How would that work exactly? You know what I mean? Like I'm still a part of it, but I'm not really a part of it.
Yeah. You're
right.
Well, I mean, again, this is, I want to take a second to thank you for doing this. I mean, local bands, anything for free is that's the you're not going to not jump on that.
Yeah.
To provide free promotion to local bands is amazing. So thank you for being able to do that.
Absolutely. Glad to do it.
I'm seeing a lot more, places jumping up, a lot more podcasts and internet radio stations that are coming back.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting. So hopefully, we can just continue to build the network and, get people talking about local bands again.
Absolutely. There's so much great talent around here.
It's incredible. And to people out there listening, if you haven't, go to a local show, pick one. Pick one, reach out to one of the bands and see what genre they are. See if you might dig it. There's something out there for everybody right now.
True.
And there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent and a lot of bands working really hard to put on good shows.
We should mention too, I'm not this is not the only show that also spotlights local music here. I don't know if you're familiar with, do you know Rob Azevedo?
I don't believe I do.
You'll probably meet him at some point. He does a show also here on Fridays after my show at 6 p.m. He's here Fridays. It's from 6 to 7 called Granite State of Mind.
Okay.
He used to also be on in Concord. He did the show here and at a station in Concord, but now he just does it here. Although now he's going to be going. He has a place at his house called Pembroke City Limits. It's a barn that he kind of refurbished and turned into a venue. So now in the warm weather, I think tomorrow is his last day. Until it gets cold again here in studio, and then he's going to go back to recording the shows.
Oh, nice.
At Pembroke City Limits, and then he emails them to Peter, the program director here. But he's been doing it for a long time too. That's awesome. You should connect with him
okay.
So he features a lot of really great local music. And he has bands come in and play, with the shows that he does at Pembroke City Limits, it's like he can have a full band come in, do a full set electric, and here in studio we kind of keep it acoustic because it's not this room isn't really designed for a full loud band. But so Rob does a lot, and you're right. I mean, there's a lot happening, and again with the internet too. I think it's easier than ever to put things out there. It's just a matter of finding ways to cut through the noise.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of that, and we kind of talked about that, cutting through the noise with music, but with the musical projects. But as far as promoting the shows that you do, I mean, how do you figure that part out? How to cut through the noise if you're promoting a specific event? And again, you've got there's a million other things online that you've got to compete with. I mean, do you have a way that you approach that, or without giving away any trade secrets necessarily?
Yeah, I'll believe that. I'm not doing really, maybe it's part of the problem, not doing too much original,
right?
But I mean, still something that I'm working on figuring out. Building that network.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of connections with bands and still trying to get the view out to the broader audience.
Yeah.
Part of what I need to start doing more of and making more time for is again getting out to shows.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out to shows, getting FaceTime with people, and meeting them face to face, letting them know what I do.
Yeah.
And then just trying to network with other industry, opportunities. Radio stations, production companies. I've fairly big long-term plans. But, once the booking starts to catch on, I have no shortage of things I want to do.
Yeah.
It's just finding the time and being able to do them effectively.
Yeah.
So, the promotion has been difficult. Not something I've really done before. And, kind of just putting stuff out to the internet audience is, I got to find more creative ways to do that because get some visibility, but definitely, local turnout has been a bit of a challenge.
Sure.
So I think I got to do some more targeted promotion within where I'm trying to have the shows and work with, local recreation departments and communities and stuff to help get the word out. Obviously Facebook is one of the biggest tools. There's a lot of groups on Facebook that are pretty big.
True. Yeah.
That you can post stuff to, but everyone else is using it too.
Right.
Just having really nice, clean looking flyers. I have my own, kind of branded design. My wife is an amazing graphic designer. She does for her job. And
cool.
Been nice enough to help me out in that regard. So she's kind of my graphics and marketing expert. So that's just the first part of it is I kind of have my branding down.
Yeah.
And now just trying to get that visible.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. We do have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Maddie. It's Gary. Very impressive guest you have.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.
I really like I like the workings of behind the groups. He's very impressive. Very, very well spoken on things too. I really appreciate you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Because
that.
I had a couple of friends who had a couple of bands, and I can't play guitar or anything. Like I was a brass instrument person, and I used to do a lot of sound for them. And they said, "Well, we can't pay you." I said, "You don't have to pay me. I'm a musician. I love music. Just buy me a soda and a burger, and I'm happy." You know.
There you go.
And just promote them. And I promote them all over the place. Like my old neighbor, Tyler Ruggiero. He was on. I got him to go on Azevedo's show, and he was kind of shy about it. And he's good. And now he has. He's doing his own thing, and he's got. He joined a group called Nostalgia Lane, and they're going to be playing at. They're going to play at the Shaskin this weekend. So. I got him out there, and I promote any musicians because there's a lot of talent around here, and no one seems to really know it, and of all genres too. So
do you know them, Sam? Nostalgia Lane.
Very impressive guest,
Gary. So that name's very familiar. I think I have an idea of who that is, but can you tell me what their project is? I don't want to misspeak and say there's something they're not.
Nostalgia Lane.
Yeah,
they're doing all covers now.
Yep. Are they doing Foo Fighters covers?
They're doing everything.
Okay, everything. It's probably not the same band, but it's a band I know that a few people from some area bands, one from Manchester, that they are forming a Foo Fighters cover band.
Tyler was doing his own stuff. He's doing like some, and he's got some other. He does some projects on his own now, and he works. He has a job. He's an electrician, but I promote him because he's a real good singer. He's going to try to teach me how to play guitar.
Nice.
I'm an old fart, so I can just see that. But he's out there, and he was kind of afraid to go out, but I promoted him.
Yeah,
because I love music.
Yeah,
Maddie knows I love music. So
yes,
and but he's out there doing good, and like yourself, promoting. Like I said, I sang when I was a kid. I'm not out there to, or sing in a band. I'm too old to do stuff like that. But I just love promoting music for everybody. And we have so many talented people, like I said, so many talented people.
Absolutely.
And they just, they got to get the word out there. They go to Shaskin, they play the Shaskin, or they play, different places. He's going to finally play there. That's like one of his top lists, because he usually goes to what's the place, the Goat or whatever he plays. He plays there once in a while.
Yeah,
but he plays his genre of music is kind of like country, but not twang country. And Nostalgia Lane is all they're doing a lot of their project right now is doing a lot of different songs, different covers of all different bands, but it's rock. It's not just. But yeah, I think they're doing some of that stuff. But he's going to be playing at the Shaskin Saturday night or Friday night at 9:00. So.
Oh, okay,
nice.
I'm sorry, I had to promote it a little.
No,
thank you. Sorry, Maddie.
No worries. No, that's good. That's good.
Well, I just want to promote a little. But yes, I'll let you go. Fantastic. Fantastic people. Maddie, I love the show, and I love when you got to talk behind the scenes of bands too, and how the workings of like that work. So
yeah, cool. Well,
excellent person. Great show today. So
all right, well, thank you, Gary. We appreciate it.
I'm a cheerleader. So.
Awesome, man.
And as always,
Gary,
I love you, Jenny. And I love you, Matt. So
feel free to reach out on Facebook, man. I'd like to connect and talk some more.
Oh, no, I'm an old fart. I don't have a computer.
Well, people who can find me now, so we'll make it happen.
I do smoke
right?
signals.
There you go.
I'll keep my eye out.
I can do smoke signals. Yeah.
All right, Gary. Well, thank you for the call, my friend. Right, we appreciate it.
Love you guys, and fantastic show.
All right, thanks, Gary.
Have a great night.
All
Bye-bye.
Right, thank you. You too. Bye-bye. All right, very nice. That was our friend Gary. If you'd like to get in with a quick call, if you have anything for Sam, because we are almost out of time, but 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. Yeah, Shaskin, that's a nice room.
Yeah.
I've always liked that place.
Yeah, I've seen a few shows there, hoping to work with them at some point to get some shows and you get some bands in there.
Yeah.
Trying to increase my venue network as well. My other biggest obstacle other than promotions now is getting dates to book bands.
Yeah.
A lot of venues either have somebody on staff or they have their own process or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I might be booking genres that they're not interested in. Or,
right.
So that's been a little bit tough. But speaking of shows, and we're running a little bit out of time here, but so I got 2 shows coming up next week. One of the main reasons I wanted to promote. I've been working with the Strand in Dover, New Hampshire. So along with Strange Attractions booking, it's Matt and Ty from Novakoi. For those that don't know, we're pretty much almost every Friday. This year we're getting in local bands.
Cool.
3 to 4 bands showcase, all locals. Trying to make create those spaces for them to play and be featured on.
Yeah.
The owner Dan has been really great about helping us get in there too. It's the Strand is a nonprofit and
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, and he's got a really great mission over there. Kind of aligns with a lot of what me and Strange Attractions booking are trying to do.
Oh, cool.
To feature local bands. So he's got dedicated time for us over there.
Excellent.
So next Friday, it's April 21st. We've got Prolium is headlining. They're out of Portsmouth with Echoes Fade, Trading Tombstones, and Hobo Wizard. Hobo Wizard's been putting in a lot of work.
Hobo
Love
Wizard.
the name. Bunch of cool guys. I'm looking forward to meeting them. They've been playing everywhere. They're making a big name for themselves right now, which is nice. And then so that's doors are at 6, show at 7 p.m. $10 at the door. Come on down, and it's next Friday. And then Saturday over at the Rockingham Ballroom in Newmarket, I've got the Jerry Tones are headlining with Marvel Prone, the Turbo Cats, who seems like kind of a newer band on the scene, and then Indoor Friends, a band out of Massachusetts, Boston area that's been playing a lot of shows as well. I've been trying to get them on a show for a long time now. So
cool.
Yeah, so that one is going to be doors at 7, show at 8, also $10. So Rockingham Ballroom in Newmarket. So hope to see you guys there.
Excellent. And before we run out of time too, where should people go? Do you want to keep up with all you're doing in terms of shows? Is there a website or a social media accounts we should know about?
So my main main spot is Always Forward NH on Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram is the one I keep up to date most. They Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok like to go back and forth with what you can share to each.
Yeah.
They make it hard when you wake up one morning and you can't share to one that you used to be able to anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not cool, but okay. Because that's a full-time job in itself, is doing the social media stuff. But yeah, so Instagram has my Linktree link on there too. So that's got all the stuff. Linktree is decently helpful for at least a landing page if you don't have a full website. But yeah, Always Forward NH on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
My dad is in the Facebook live chat, and he says Hobo Wizard's been putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
My dad lives on the Seacoast,
nice.
and he's hipper than me when it comes to music. He listens to WUNH. He loves college radio.
Yeah.
I love college radio too, but he's in his 70s, but he loves hearing new music.
Yeah.
He's not like how most people, they get stuck like. It's different for everybody, but like people hit a certain age and then it's like they don't want to hear anything new past that. Yeah. And my dad's never been like that, and I'm not like that either, obviously. So maybe it's genetic. I don't know, but yeah, you wouldn't catch my dad listening to oldies. You know what I mean?
No,
he loves hearing new music. It's awesome. Yeah. He's very supportive that way. Also, too, before we run out of time, your bands.
Yep.
We should.
House Lights is my main project. You can find us House Lights on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. I think you'll have to search The House Lights.
Oh, okay.
there was a band that beat us to the name, but it's like some sort of like house DJ or something.
Oh, really?
So it's very different. And because of Spotify's like regulations, there's a track that's on our Spotify homepage that is that band, and we can't remove it.
Oh no!
Matt's
really?
tried a whole bunch of times, and they won't let us remove it. So ignore that one. But back in 2014, we had put out an EP called Stages EP. 7 tracks. It's about the 5 stages of grief.
Oh, wow.
So it's a concept album that we did. And then just didn't really, kind of came and went. But yeah, so we've all reunited again for the new project. And, we're looking to stay this time and start playing out some shows, hopefully later this year.
Any ETA, by the way, on the album?
We're still looking at, we got to get it mastered, and we're still looking at potentially doing some videos around these few singles that we're going to release.
Yeah.
So I would say late spring, early summer as a tentative release.
Okay. And
then Astronomist, you can find us at, I believe it's Astronomist on Instagram. This is Astronomist on Facebook.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, then just type in Astronomist. We have a gorgeous new logo that we got on there from a graphic designer over in Europe that we're pretty pleased with. And, if you're having trouble finding them, just go to my Instagram. I've got my personal one. I'm at Sam Sings and Screams on Instagram. So that one links to both the bands.
Cool. By the way, Love and Understanding, had that been played on the radio yet?
Nope.
So we had 2 world radio premieres.
Yep.
Awesome. We love it. We love it. Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Matt. I appreciate it.
This has been wonderful. And I would just remind everyone, if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. Tomorrow is Friday, which means, tomorrow, of course, is my long day here at WMNH, and I love it. Not only do we have this show, but then, of course, Granite State of Mind is on after me on Friday, and then I'm back as I am every Friday night from 8 to 11 p.m. for Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. So Fridays are a lot of fun here, very busy. And, of course, because tomorrow is Friday, we have Eric Pilcher's Classic Film Review. And this week, the subject that Eric has chosen to review is the film Unforgiven, starring Clint Eastwood, a Western that I, believe it or not, I feel like I'm the only one. I've never seen Unforgiven. Have you ever seen Unforgiven?
You had to ask me. Of course, I can't remember.
You probably have. You
yeah.
probably have. I think I'm the only weirdo left who's never seen it. But after I hear Eric's review, I'll probably want to see it. So, but that will be tomorrow. Sam Beechard, thank you again so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And we'll end with a little more of this great track, Love and Understanding from House Lights. And that'll do it for us for now. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.